No matter what our age is, if we are shy to go on stage, the very first thing to keep in mind is to tell our own story. I work extensively with communications coaches, and one of the biggest mistakes we see when we teach children is that if they're asked to present something, they'll go to YouTube, find their favorite speech, write it down word for word, and then come on stage and read it out. And while that's tempting, I have done that myself. So while that's tempting, no matter what age we are, we all have our own story to tell because we are the actual presentation. And if we can figure out one or two stories or narratives that we want to share with the audience, those will be much more powerful than taking a speech from the internet. The next thing we want to do is that we might be very stiff when we go on stage without even realizing it because we're nervous. So we want to loosen out our body, and we can do this by simply doing some light stretches before we go on stage, just getting our body used to movements that it's not completely familiar with. And we also want to loosen our facial muscles and make sure our tongue is ready to speak. And we can do this by saying some fun tongue twisters, such as Betty Botter bought some butter, or how much wood would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood. This will help us speak a lot more clearly so that our audience can listen to every word that we are saying. Now, when it comes to standing on stage, it's very nerve-wracking because we're like, what do we do with our hands? And very simply, we should just take our hands, like keep them like this, and put them right at our belly. And we can simply, I don't know if you can see it from here, you can simply take them up as and when you need to gesture something. Which brings us to our next point, which is gesturing. Now, when it comes to gestures, it simply means using our hands to support whatever it is we're saying with our words. And we only need a few of them. We can stick to the double hand karate chop when we want to emphasize on something. For example, you can say, I went to Australia and it was the best vacation of my life. You can also use your hands if you want to draw a comparison. I like M&Ms, but I don't like Skittles. Or you can use it to simply showcase something when you're talking about something big or something small, or when you're talking about moving forward or backward. Very simple. Next thing to remember is to take your notes with you when you go on stage. It might be tempting to memorize our entire speech, but that might just make us more nervous. Instead, if we can take our notes, make sure that you don't take your notes word to word, because we don't want to end up going on stage and reading our entire speech. We should only take bullet points. The main points, if we can cut out simple cards and write the main points on them, take them with us so that we can refer to them if we feel like we're forgetting a line or two. And this comes very handy if we follow the next point, which is the most important: rehearsing. Practicing for our speech. We should make sure that we are practicing our speech at least 6 times. We can do it a few times in front of the mirror, so we're getting used to ourselves speaking in a way that we might not be very familiar with. We can also video record our speech. Very critical and a very simple way to become better at public speaking. Video record yourself, you'll see for yourself. You might feel a little weird watching yourself on camera at first, but once you get used to it, you'll be able to spot different errors yourself. You can also show it to somebody who you feel is a good speaker, like a parent or a friend, and ask them for their feedback on how you could improve. And lastly, smile. That's about it. If you have a speech, I wish you all the very best. And if you feel you need some more help with your public speaking, we have an entire website which has many articles just for this subject. So go check out franticallyspeaking.com. And if you want some ideas on how you can start your speech, you can check out this video right here.